If I woke up tomorrow broke, no money, this is what I would do. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this live with Vladimir Nemchinov from investsteady.com. Interesting question I thought of recently. What would I do if I started from scratch? Where would I go? What would I do for a job? Where would I live? If I am an 18-year-old who just freshly got kicked out of the house, whether because parents kicked him out or her out, or because there's a mutual agreement that I need to grow up, move to a different country, and start all by myself. This is what I would do. At 18, I would find somewhere to live. Okay, with friends, with roommates, Facebook, anything. I would find a place to stay. I would find a job. It's kind of hard for me to tell right now, right? If I have $0, where do I find a place to stay? All right, so maybe first I would try to find a job. So these things, obviously, we don't just are born in a country that we don't know anybody, but it may or may not be complicated. If you're a homeless, for example, at 18, yes, that's going to be harder. You need to find some couch to crash on. You need to find jobs right now within vicinity. If you have no vehicle, no problem. You have a bus. If you have no bus, you have no money for a bus, you need to find something immediate location where you can walk or bike maybe. Okay, so you have time, walk. Figure out a radius around where you live. Start walking. Start walking to every place. I am a hard worker. I'm willing to work any shift you give me, any conditions you give me. I'm going to work hard. Okay? You find 2 jobs like that. Start piling up money. Okay? You do not have any expenses. You might have a cell phone, and you have a plans. Mint Mobile has a $15 a month plan. You don't need internet. You don't need to worry about that. You can find public internet in the library. Okay, so you basically covering your base, which is your income and where you live. Okay, to live you need income, to eat you need income. So you spend nothing on anything. All you do is you work. Okay, 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. At some point I had 3 jobs, but I had to quit them because I had to move to a different state. So that's what you do. You're young, yes, you want to have fun, you want to have friends, understandable, but these years you can coast through life like everybody else and have nothing, or you can hustle up $10 an hour, $20 an hour, whatever you can find, Walmart, Target, fast food, anything. They all need good workers. Be a good worker. You cannot buy that. You're not born with that. You need to decide to be a good worker. I'm going to be the best. I go there and work for minimum wage for next to nothing. I'm going to be the best. And people will see that. They will promote you. Okay? So first, I like playing strategy games. And this is just like a strategy game. First, you cover your base. You make sure that you have income that covers all the expenses. Then you, from there, maybe you grow. Okay, you have a cell phone now. You have internet now. You can look further area. You can get a bus ticket now. You can travel further. Okay, you don't need car still. Okay, yes, car is convenient, but it also costs money. I just replaced brakes, rear brakes with rotors and calipers on my Tahoe yesterday. Paid $1,050. It's a lot of money. Car costs money, and that's on top of the insurance, of gas, all other expenses that come with owning a car. Ride a bus doesn't cost any of that. It costs only a few bucks for the tickets. I don't know what the prices these days. I'm sure it's higher since when I was riding a bus. Okay, so you just make that up. If you in a better situation, you're living with some buddies, roommates, okay, they might have PlayStations that they veg out in the evenings and play games. Don't worry about that. You go to work. You be different than them. You Pile up money, pile up money. All right. While you're living cheap like this, yes, you want a girlfriend. Don't worry about girlfriends yet. There will be time for that. Just hustle up. Once you are stable, okay, you're making decent money, you live on, let's say, half of what you're making. All right, so now we can move forward with 10 levels of wealth game. Okay, you piled up money, you don't have debt. Okay, do not go to debt. Do not go into debt. Figure it out. You can do it. A lot of people by default go to debt when something happens. You can figure it out. Okay, whatever you need to sell, whatever you have. So, but again, in this scenario, what's the first step of wealth game is budgeting. You always track of what's coming in, every paycheck, what's coming in, and what's going out. Okay, this is how much I need for food. Cook your food. Okay, if you at some point I was working double shifts, and over weekends I was making I can't remember, 60, 80 hours a week. The company I worked for, they were allowing that, double shifts, weekend shifts. I was making a lot of money. Well, $3,000 a month was a lot of money back then, and I did not have anything. I worked like that for 2 months. I made $6,000 overall, and I had nothing. You know why? Because I was going breakfast, I was going out, lunch, I was going out, dinner, I was going out. I did not have time for anything except work and sleep, okay, and going out. So don't make the same mistake I did. Work hard for your money, prepare your meals. You don't have time, find a place that's going to be effective or efficient in you buying that money, that food, I should say, instead of spending the time if you don't have time, if you work so much. But find time. Instead of playing on the phone, scrolling on the phone, we have a lot of fun. You're young, we have a lot of time. You're young, you have a lot of time. Time is the cheapest thing that you have, and you have a lot of it. All right, let's start making money. Okay, then we're gonna protection. No wife, no kids, don't need protection. Step number 3, you have no debt already, so you're piling up 6 months of emergency fund. Okay, you're starting with roommates and very low expenses. $500,000 a month probably will be sufficient. Put 6,000 away. Next step after emergency fund would be putting money into your retirement. Always from then on, put 15% into your retirement. Okay. Now on top of that, you should have more money than that if you are very frugal. So now start looking for better jobs, better career. You're not surviving anymore. You're trying to figure out, okay, what do I like to do and what pays money. So find a career. From there, you can upgrade to fewer roommates or no roommates, depending on the area you live and how that's working out. Okay, and then we just follow the wealth game. You're out of trying to survive, and now you're planning your life now. Okay, now you can get some life. Now you can start going out, once a month, go out, go to church, try to find a good girlfriend that you can marry eventually. Okay, so that's what I would do if I was 18 years old. And really right now what's happening is some people are being babied and taken care of by their parents, so they don't have anything that they need to work for, so they sit at home in the basement playing games. All right, don't do that. You will get ahead that much more than people like that. Okay, work hard. All right, so let's look at the scenario when you're not 18-year-old and maybe you are 30-year-old. Okay, maybe you have a young family, maybe you have a wife and a kid, and you make, $20 an hour, maybe $25 an hour, and you're in debt. Okay, so budget is the first step in the wealth game, because whether you're 18-year-old and who's broke or a 30-year-old who is actually negative net worth, it'll help you to see your financial picture, where your money coming in from, or how much money coming in, and where your money going to. Okay, from there you can make a spread. Okay, what are my goals? Do I want to be like this? Do I want to be broke? Do I want to have my negative net worth? or do I want to jump on the wealth game and work on my wealth? Recently, I talked to a client who wants to retire in 2 years or 3 years, but they have no money. They can't retire yet. They don't realize that yet. And when you talk to them about that in the future meetings, but retirement is not an age. Yes, you might be 63 at that point, and you think you can retire, but your money can tell you otherwise. Last time, 2 days ago, we looked into my own Social Security contributions and how much I will get at 67, I believe. And I cannot sustain my lifestyle right now. And we're pretty frugal, okay? Even if once we pay off our residence, our house, which I'm working on next, even after that is done, it's still not going to be enough to live on. Okay, and I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. So you need these investments. You need your Roth IRAs. You need your retirement accounts to sustain you when you don't work or when you can't work. All right, it's not about being 62 and 63 to retire. And if you are 30-year-old, you can think about it right now. Now it's a good time. If you're in the hole with the debt, with the car payment, with credit cards, ask yourself why, because this is more dangerous. All right, I just had somebody I know was working. They were living paycheck to paycheck, normal life, car payment, until something happened with their health. Well, now they can make paycheck. The car payment didn't stop. Okay, yeah, it was not a big car payment, and they still had only 1 year left on it. But now they're a retirement age. There is no income, bills still coming. Luckily, they didn't have mortgage, which was good. But now they have a house that still needs work, and that takes money. We don't plan for bad things to happen to us. However, bad things do happen. Just like we don't plan to die, but people die, even when they don't plan, which is most of the time. That's why protection is important. You're 30, you created your budget, now you have a wife and kids or a child to take care of. You need protection. You need life insurance. Okay, this is step 2 in the wealth game. Next step is to put away $1,000 for emergencies, small emergencies. And after that, we need to knock out all the debt. Debt equals risk. More debt, more risk. It doesn't matter how much you make if your income stops. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but this is how life happens. For me, I have 6 months of emergency account saved, 6 months of expenses basically. Okay, so if something happens to me, my wife can float us for 6 months. Okay, till I get a job, something like that. If I die, my wife is gonna get almost $1 million that she can invest and live off the interest of the money. Okay, until kids grow up, and then they can go work. They don't need any more support. All right, so this is the wealth game. All right, after that, you pay off all the debt. It's going to take a while. You can sell stuff again. You can pick up a second job. Both of you can. All right, one watching kid, and the other one is going and working. This way will set up again the foundation for your wealth game. All right, this is the game you can play. We can lose in it. Time will pass. Don't make mistakes that most people do. They're enjoying right now. They want to live right now. They want to enjoy good things right now that they can't afford. That's the main thing that people don't understand. They don't understand the word or phrase, "I can't afford." We're not talking about that in our culture. Nobody said. What we do here all the time is, "I deserve it. I deserve nicer car. I deserve bigger house. I deserve all this." Yes, but if you can't afford it, math doesn't care about what you think you deserve. It's math. It's simple. It's black or white. There's nothing in between. You either can't afford this or you can't afford this. Anyways, so let's look at the different scenario that I am 50 years old. I'm not going to speak from experience in this case. I'm 50 years old, right? My kids are maybe out of the house, and now I'm realizing that I don't have anything for in retirement. I do have regular loans, the car loans, the credit cards. It's the same strategy. You hopefully have a house at that time that you're paying. Hopefully it's not too much of a house for your income, but strategy is the same. Look how much is coming in and where your money is going. Do you want it to go there? Yes, I want to go eat out every night. Actually, that's not true anymore. The more I go, the more I'm dissatisfied, and I'm just thinking how much money I spend, and I don't really like the food or enjoy the food. We just went to Texas to Brazil. I didn't do my regular overeating. It's like, why? It's not good. Now I'm getting older. I feel that fatty food anymore. Anyways, that's not about food. The channel is. So, yes, some things we do want to enjoy, and we want to have them to feel alive. It's hard back in the day when I just started doing budgeting and my expenses and stuff. I did not have what we call pocket money now. Pocket money is like whatever I can spend it on whatever I want. I don't need to ask my wife, obviously, if it's legal and stuff like that. But if I want to buy a gum, I want to buy a gum. If I want to buy candy, I want to buy candy. If I want to bless somebody, I want to bless somebody. We have monthly budget for that. And the first time I did that, I did not have that. And so I was working hard, and money were going to good places, to places that I budgeted to go, but I didn't have the pocket money, and it was very hard emotionally, more so, So from then it was my lesson personally, that I need to have that some money that maybe I can squirrel it away every month, and instead of in the beginning $10 a month, I have 20 now in 2 months. Or $50 a month, and then it's $100, and now I can buy something a toy or something that I enjoy, or invest on the side into something you like, for example. Just for personal enjoyment, really. It's not gonna stop you from your progress, from your wealth game. It's not gonna set you back, So this is very important. So if I'm 50, I'm just cleaning up my house, right? Same wealth game. I am making sure I know where my money going, what I want, what my goals are. I have emergency fund of $1,000. I don't have kids now. Probably I don't need life insurance anymore. I don't need to protect myself if my kids are out of the house. So from there, I pay off all my debt, all these card payments, all these credit card payments. I pay those off. Now I'm going to build my emergency fund up to 6 month expense. Well, 3 to 6 month really, but professionals say. I'm very conservative, so I have 6 months of expenses in my emergency fund. From there, retirement. Put 15% of your income into retirement. Okay. From there, kids already out of the house, start prepaying your house. On top of 15%, you have some margin now. You paid off all your debt, so start prepaying house. House paid off, kids are out of the house, max it out. Max out whatever retirement accounts you can, and start putting into market funds if you have more surplus. Squirrel away that retirement. You don't want to be working at Walmart. For fun, you can. You do need to do something. Is what I'm told, basically. I'm not there yet. But I'm not planning on retiring because I want a purpose. I have a purpose. I want to do something. I want to tell people about finances. I want to teach educate younger generation that if you put $100 a month today and you're 18, you're gonna be a millionaire just from that, and likely that will increase. This is just a math gymnastics that figure out. Okay, I'm 18. I put $100 a month into my Roth IRA. I'm gonna have $1 million just in that account, just from $100 a month. But then you're married, you combine incomes, you have even more. You put away not $100, you put 15% every paycheck. And this is what the wealth game is about: is get people out of living paycheck to paycheck and into the wealth. Okay, yes, it's gonna be later. That's fine. Somebody might say, oh, at retirement, I'm right now 30 years old. After 30 years, $1 million is gonna be nothing. Maybe. But you don't want to be ending up like a lot of 60-year-olds without a million. You know, that's the alternative. If you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. Yes, you might have business and stuff like that. That's very good. But for general population, you want to do this. And I want to do this. Most of my net worth is in real estate. But I decided to diversify several years ago to put money into stock, into the, not stocks, stock market, I should say. Mutual fund is what I do. So, and this is the path also for you. Figure out what you like more. You like to enjoy things that you enjoy now, and then you'll have to work till the day you die. Okay? Because you have to, not because you want to. I've heard of a company recently down in Florida that does a great job for their employees, and they want them to enjoy their job where they work. Yes, they work, they do things, but they enjoy where they work, and that's a great place to be in. You're gonna have your kids, you're gonna have your grandkids. You can play with them, spend time with them, teach them what you have learned in your years. You know. Well, again, I don't have grandkids, so it's just a theory for me at this point. But I enjoy being with kids, and I want to pass on to them what I did not know when I was 20. When I came to this country, I didn't know all these financial things. I didn't know what interest is. You know, I opened credit cards. It's like, oh yeah, $25 a month, I can do it. Who knows how much I paid in interest over the years that I had those credit cards. No credit cards for us now. We have money. Interestingly enough, I didn't know anything about credit cards. Back home, we did not have credit cards. And I remember my dad needed something. He either borrow money, now he owes somebody he knows, you know, and some stranger is not going to borrow or lend money to you. So you borrow from a person you know. So and that affects relationship, of course. You know, you borrower is slave to the lender. So, and I remember we needed something and we would save up for it. You know, he would want to buy a car. He had to save up for it. There is no car loans. There is no credit cards. It is there now, of course. This industry of making money on people growing big and big, and now cars. It's people don't even want cash for cars when they sell them, like dealership. I mean, they want financing. Financing makes them more money than selling cars. That's why you have financial people there. All right, guys, let's. I rambled long enough. Let's answer one question, at least. All right. Where the heck do I start? 20-year-old married with 7-month-old baby in the army. $54,000 after taxes. I want to build my financial literacy. Where do I start with that? That is a great question. And just like we just talked about, congratulations, 20 years old and married and have a 7-year-old baby. That's amazing. You started early. Great. The earlier you start, the faster you'll get out of being, well, you're not going to get out of being a parent, but you will get out of diapers and stuff like that and will be a young parent. At 40, you will have already an adult child. I'm 40 right now. My oldest is 8. So longer road for me. So that's good. And if you start with your finances right now, just follow the wealth game. Very simple. Okay, so you have obviously child, so you need protection. You look into your finances. Let's say, okay, 54 you're bringing in after taxes. What is it? 4, a little over 4 before taxes. Let's say you bring $3,000 a month. Okay, you're in the army. Are you living on the base, or I'm not sure how that works. But look into your expenses. Okay, you need accommodation, obviously, rent. Or you live, again, on the base, you don't pay for that, it's provided. Then look how much coming in every month and how much going out. Okay, what do I need? We need food, we need diapers, a lot of stuff for kids, of course. And from there, you find what's the margin. Okay, now I need the life insurance. Some life insurance better than no life insurance. Okay, so maybe I can afford, like when I started before my baby was born, my firstborn, we in our budget could afford $50 a month. So we got $350,000 per person, a 20-year term. So when our baby is 20 and we don't have insurance anymore, we die, not a big deal, he can go get a job. So same for you. Get term insurance. It's gonna be cheap. At 20, it's gonna be very cheap. From there, next step would be put $1,000 away into. It doesn't say anything about having debt, but put $1,000 into emergency fund. Then, if you have debt, pay off the debt. If not, squirrel away that 3 to 6 month of emergency fund. Okay, so if you live on $3,000, let's say your minimum maybe to survive would be $2,000. So put $6,000 to $12,000 away. All right. So if you can do $1,000 a month, that's gonna take you half a year to a year. All right. So once that is done, now put 15% of your income into retirement. So 10% would be five. Let's see. That's annually. So let's say 5,400 a year. Right? If we divide it by 12, by 10, it would be like 500. So yeah, start Roth IRA for you and for your wife, and start putting a few $100 a month there. Okay. And then from there, we figure out, okay, you still in the Army. What you're gonna do next? Are you going to be in the Army? Are you going to be moving around a lot? Do you need to buy a property there or a house there? You can start putting away money for down payment on the house. Okay. From there, once that is done, you bought a house now. If you guys live there, if you're still in the Army or not, that obviously is variable. But then you buy, not buy, but then you start putting away money for your child, or maybe a couple children by then, for their school, 529. Okay, once that is done, okay, you obviously gonna have promotions, you're gonna have more money. Now start paying down your mortgage. All right, and this is how you go with your life, and you're gonna be set. If you learn these things at 20, you're gonna be much further ahead than most of the people in life. So, and that would be what I would do if I was 20 and in that situation. Of course, remember, guys, I'm not your advisor until I am, and this is not a financial advice. So if you need some help, let me know in the comments, let me know in the email. Check out investsteady.com. If you have older 401ks, I can help you move them and then get them out of the target date funds, and actually funds that perform well. And hopefully we can beat S&P 500 together. So this is all I have. Thank you for joining me this morning. I need to finalize my budget, on my business budget is what I call it, business ledger, everything that happened in January, my income, my expenses, so I can see what actually I made with my real estate. Alrighty, guys, until today is what, Thursday? Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.